In this video, we're going to be putting together everything that we've learned so far. We're going to create our boilerplate with our static site generator Gatsby, and then we're going to see for the first time how we're going to combine our Gatsby front end with our Strapi back end and perform our first GraphQL queries. Let's jump right into it. I'm here at the terminal or your command line if you're on Windows, and the first thing that we need to do is install the Gatsby command line interface. Okay, so we're going to do this through npm, or yarn would also work if you use yarn. So let's go ahead and npm install and -g because we're going to install this globally, and that will make sure that we have access to all the Gatsby dependencies, the Gatsby -CLI. Okay, go ahead and hit enter and let that run. All right, and if you've made it to this screen here and you see the plus Gatsby CLI, then you should have had everything successfully install. Now we're going to change into the directory containing our backend Strapi folder. Okay, and not into the backend folder, just the folder that is containing it. Okay, so I'm going to cd into our varx folder, and once I'm in here, we can go ahead and run Gatsby new and then the name of the project we want to create. Just like we created the backend folder for our Strapi project, we're going to create a front-end folder for our Gatsby project. You know things are getting serious in a course when you see a front-end and a back-end folder. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to name this front-end, and I'm going to let this run. All right, and once that finishes running, you should be good to go. I actually saw this little error flag here, but I'm not 100% sure what caused it. I looked through and it looks like it actually tried to use yarn during the installation. And here looks like it used yarn to install the packages. And I think I do have yarn installed on this machine, but I used npm to do this, so I think that's why it threw the error. I just went through and tested the project though, and everything looks to still be working just as expected, so we should be good to go. Make sure though that you first cd into your front end folder now, and then do an npm install and make sure that runs so you have all the dependencies installed, and then we're good to go. Okay, so once you make sure that all your dependencies are installed, we can go ahead and npm run develop to start up our Gatsby server. All right, and once you see this screen, we are good to go with Gatsby. So you can now view our Gatsby project in the browser at http://localhost:/port8000/. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that, but let's also take a note of what it says below that. View graphical and in-browser IDE to explore your site's data and schema. And you can access that at localhost port 8000/___3_ GraphQL. Okay, we'll take a look at that in just a second. Let's first open up our browser and go to a new tab and go ahead and open up our local Gatsby project. If you see this page, then everything has been successful and we can now start building out the front end of our application. Before we take a break, let's go ahead and finish up by connecting our Strapi project to our Gatsby project. Okay, so I'll actually open up my terminal here and I'll open up a new tab or a new window and make sure to cd up one directory. So you're in the var_x folder, and then we'll cd into the backend folder. And let's go ahead and npm run develop here to get our Strapi server up and running. All right, so once we see this, our Strapi server is running. So we can go up to the browser at localhost:1337/admin. And we can log on in to our Strapi dashboard. Once we're here, let's go ahead and on the left hand side in the bottom section, let's click on plugins. Okay, or actually the marketplace rather, so that we can install a new plugin. We're going to want to grab the GraphQL plugin right here, and we can see it is compatible with our app. So let's go ahead and download. This might take just a second to download and install. All right, and once that finishes and restarts your Strapi server, it may take a minute or two, and it may say that the restart is taking longer than expected, but just be patient and let it run. It will finish up and take you back to this screen, and you should see that the GraphQL plugin is now already installed. Okay, so if we go to plugins, we can now see the GraphQL plugin. That is literally as simple as it is to get GraphQL set up in our Strapi server. So now how we already had the REST API to access and interact with our data by default, we now have a complete GraphQL API and the schemas necessary to interact with our data through that. So now I'm going to flip over to this page right here, and this is talking about a Gatsby plugin. This is the Gatsby Source Strapi plugin, and this is going to allow us to connect our Gatsby and Strapi projects extremely easily. Okay, so we'll just have to install this plugin and then configure our options here. So if we go ahead and copy the command npm install -- save Gatsby - source - Strapi, we'll go ahead and copy that and open up our terminal, and let's stop our Gatsby server, okay, and make sure we're in the front end folder, and go ahead and run that command, although it looks like it copied something else on the clipboard too. So I'll have to go ahead and delete all this real quick. So we'll just go ahead and npm install -- save Gatsby - source - Strapi. We'll go ahead and let this run.